on happiness and sorrow, all happiness is nothing but being the very infinite self that we are. All happiness has its source in the self. Anytime we are happy, we are merely feeling this infinite self that we are a bit more, and the more we feel it, the happier we are. We falsely attribute the happiness to the thing or the person out there. But when we turn within, we discover that this happiness has its source right in our very own beingness and is not dependent upon people or things, that we have set up a false concept that it is dependent upon people and things. So the source of all happiness, of all joy, is the self. But you must turn within, you must see this yourself. Anything I say, if you believe it, it helps you none. But if you will prove it out for yourself, then you will know it, and it will be most useful. All knowledge must be proven out. No teacher can give you knowledge. You have to dig it out yourself. You have to see it. You have to make it your knowledge. A teacher can only point the way, and each one of us must take it by himself or herself. So for those who are here for the first time, I think I ought to make a point of that. Never accept anything I say because I say it. Only accept that which you can prove out for yourself. Only then is it meaningful and useful to you. So you must turn within until you can see that the source of all joy is your very own self. This is a tremendous thing when you see it. Then all things lose their hold upon you, all people that you thought you couldn't live without. You need no more. You become whole and complete unto yourself. When you discover that all your joy has its source in your very own self. Now, on the opposite side, all misery, all sorrow has its source in the ego. All misery is nothing but ego frustration. All misery is nothing but the ego saying that my joy lies upon him or her or that having that thing. And if I don't get it, I'm miserable. Now, if we will use that every time we are unhappy, anytime we are dissatisfied, if we will seek the source of this unhappiness, we will discover that it's based on a concept of egoity, that I am an ego, and I want this, and I must have that, and so forth and so on. And we are not getting it, and therefore we are miserable. Then when we do get it, we feel happy only because we have let go of the limitation of needing something. And we fall back into the very self that we are. And we call that happiness. So to repeat, all happiness has its source in the self. All misery has its source in the ego. And by tracing either the joy or the sorrow back to the source, we gain a bit of wisdom, a bit of truth and move toward realization. Now I feel as though I've brought the new ones of us up to where we were last week. When you see the truth, it's very easy to come out with methods. Because you see everyone spending every moment of his time seeking truth. And there's only two kinds of people in the world: those who are consciously seeking it and those who are unconsciously seeking it. We here are consciously seeking it. I think I'll go into the realm of mind. And try to give you a key that is a very powerful and a very tremendous thing. And I'll put it this way. Think what you want, and that is all that you will get. Think what you want, and that is only what you will get. When we go into this instrument called the mind, we discover that the mind is only creative. The mind is only creative. The mind creates what we hold in mind. When we create things that we don't like, we call it destructive. When we create things we do like, we call it constructive. But the process is just the same thing. Mind is only creative. Too many of us hold in mind the things we don't want. I don't want this, I don't want that, and I'm afraid I'll have an accident, and I might not have enough money to buy this, and I don't want this to happen. The mind doesn't understand the word not, N-O-T. The mind works on picture thinking. When I say the word table, everyone gets a picture of a table. They don't get a picture of the word T-A-B-L-E. If I say shoe, you get a picture of a shoe. If I say not shoe, you're thinking not the picture of a shoe. And you will create a shoe. This is the basic error that most people make when they try to demonstrate, try to create something. So, hold in mind many things they do not want. And incidentally, this is the sad thing about fear. That which we fear we bring on only because we hold it in mind and create it.